What are some tips you'd have for a parent who's handling an out-of-state custody case? Tip number 1, be prepared for a rough ride anytime you encounter the legal system in a child custody dispute, but be prepared for an even rougher ride than you would otherwise have experienced had you not been fighting this custody battle across state lines. That means an even more expensive ride and a greater risk of being treated unfairly. This is going to be a demanding and frustrating experience. Forewarned is forearmed. Tip number 2. If at all reasonably possible, don't stay out of state. Move to the state where the child is and where the child custody case has been filed. It is extraordinarily difficult to win sole or even joint custody of a child if you don't reside in the state where the child custody case is pending, typically. Tip number 3. It's hard enough to get a fair shake in a child custody case without a lawyer, and it's even harder when you are trying to fight an out-of-state custody battle without a lawyer. You need a good lawyer in the state where the case has been filed and is pending, and it wouldn't hurt to have a good lawyer in the state where you may be located as well. Your lawyer is valuable to you because your lawyer is local when you are not, and knows the law of the jurisdiction when you don't. I know lawyers are ruinously expensive, and I really do wish it were possible for the average divorce or child custody litigant to navigate and negotiate the court system fairly without having to rely upon a lawyer, or at least without having to involve a lawyer to such a great degree and at so great an expense as you do typically. To ensure that you make no missteps and to keep the system honest along every step of the case, you need a lawyer. But you're fooling yourself if you think your odds of success are higher than 50-50 if you don't get a skilled and conscientious lawyer to represent you. Notice that I identified an effective lawyer as a skilled and conscientious one. Merely hiring any old lawyer isn't good enough. Not all lawyers are equally skilled and caring. The most expensive lawyers are not inherently the best, but the least expensive lawyers are usually among the worst. Keep that in mind. Tip number, shall we say, 3.5. Make sure you are fully participating in your case, cooperating fully with your attorney, meeting every deadline, and complying with every court order while the case is pending. Make the sacrifices necessary to assure success where you have control, and to improve your odds of success where it is not totally under your control. Be prepared to be asked to sacrifice much for your success. Tip number 4. If you have any friends or family members that live in the jurisdiction where the custody case is pending, but where you do not live, ask these friends and family members for help keeping an eye on the other parent and the child to make sure the child is safe and to make sure that the other parent is not plotting nefarious schemes to cast you in a false and unflattering light. Find objective people in the community who know you and can speak to your good character and parental fitness persuasively as well.